friends, it's Crystal, your Leo best friend, back with another video. For this week, I'm still going a little bit backwards. I put a pause on the steps to let you get caught up and so you can see what is working for you and what is not. So for this week, it's for those that are wondering if they need to go down this path of healing, or if they're just second guessing yourself, or if you're just saying I can't do that, or why am I doing this, then really this video is for you. So I just really wanted to start first of all by saying that it's very hard to really look at yourself in the mirror and to really admit that you have a mental health problem, or that really got me to really open my eyes into really seeing that I needed help was when I read this. It was in a book, and I can't remember the book, but if I find it, I will share it down. But in the book, it says that your outer world and like your reality, what you're living day to day, and what your body form is and your health, it's really a big reflection of what you hold innerly. It wasn't horrible. It just wasn't, I guess I just wasn't happy. I really had a lot of built up anger, and I was really always angry, and I was always sad, and you know, I knew I wasn't that person. I just knew that I wasn't. And it's really hard to even tell if you are an angry person or if you are sad all the time. I mean, there is times where I was like the life of the party, so it's like no one really knew that I had my inner struggles. Like, I just was always this person that was trying to bring everybody up because I knew how it felt to be at that lower state of being. Like, I just knew how it felt to be at a very low place. Really trying to ignore the fact that I really did have a mental health problem, or that I had something innerly inside that was just eating up at me. And I've talked about this in the past, but a big part of me noticing that I was really starting to let myself go was with my weight. And I know I've talked about that a lot, and it's not like, I don't want anybody to take it wrong at all. It's just that for me, I knew that that was something that wasn't me, and so that's how I knew that something was out of alignment. And then also I felt like I was always just waiting for the next bad thing to happen. Like, I just wasn't used to being in stillness. I wasn't used to being in calm. Like, I was just always looking for chaos in my life, and I really never knew why. And until that moment when I really questioned myself and asked myself, like, is this really what life is? And you know how I said, like, I would always do little things that distracted me from really paying attention to what I was holding innerly. One of the things that I used to really do that I didn't even know was like an escape or a coping mechanism is I would shop. That shopping can be something of coping, but it's like, it's a distraction. You do these things and you spend money and you go travel. You try to escape your reality. I guess I just got to the moment where I couldn't hide anymore. I couldn't hide in my shopping. I couldn't hide in my makeup. I couldn't hide in my traveling. Like, I couldn't hide anymore. And that really was what pushed me to be like, okay girl, like, what's going on? What is it? What is all of this? That, like, what is life? What is, like, I just started questioning a lot of things. Steps that I started with you, and like in the 1 through 4, is those little steps is what got me a little bit closer to what I like to call healing my inner child. And I know that that sounds like, what is that? What do you mean by healing your inner child? And the best way that I can explain this is, our brain doesn't know how to tell time, or doesn't know how to tell like age. It doesn't know how old you are. Since your brain doesn't know time or your age or doesn't know anything to that aspect, anytime that you get triggered, your brain automatically goes to that part of you, of that memory, and it thinks that you're that age. So the best way that I can explain this is time when I was younger that I was jumping on a trampoline, and I don't remember exactly how it happened, but I do know that I fell and I hit on the bar of the trampoline. I hit the back of my head, and I just remember blood coming out. And so therefore, when I was younger, that turned into a traumatic experience. I experienced, like, all the emotions that I experienced then, I didn't process them correctly because I didn't know how. I just know that it was fear and I was hurt, but I didn't know how to express those emotions. And so therefore I was still carrying that with me. So then to this day, when I see a trampoline, I just get this little, like, that's when the anxiety starts kicking in. I get that little fear feeling of a trampoline, and it's because my brain is taking me back to so my brain remembers trampoline, right? And so my brain is like going through all the memories, and it's remembering a trampoline, and it's remembering that time that I fell that was very traumatic for myself. And so what I mean by healing your inner child is healing and working through those emotions and working through those triggers that you once experienced as a child in your now years. Because in all reality, you're not able to move forward. You keep getting stuck. That was one of the things when I couldn't hide anymore. I was like, I just feel stuck. Like, I feel stuck. I don't know where to go. I don't know what to do anymore. Like, I just know that this is not who I am. This is not how you're supposed to feel. Like, there's no way that God just put me on this planet just to experience all these bad things all the time, or all these all these sad emotions. Like, I just knew that that wasn't my purpose. And that's when I really started questioning, like, what do I do? I'm just stuck. And the best way that I can explain it now is that now I know why I was stuck. Like, I was stuck because I kept any little thing from my childhood or from past experiences kept coming up because I was still holding on to them. That's where my weight gain was coming from. Like, I didn't know how to process all those emotions from so many years. I went to a life coach, and that moment that he told me, heal your inner child. And I remember telling him, like, what do you mean? What is that? Like, and he explained that same, like, analogy to me, like, as I'm telling you, is that your brain doesn't know how old you are. So when you experience a trigger, yes, you are feeling the emotion then, but it's also taking you back to that age. So you're feeling that emotion extra, like, you're still feeling it then, and from then, and then you're still feeling it from now. So then your emotions get this big rumbled up ball of emotions, and that's why sometimes we explode. That's why sometimes we, like, there's times where we, like, get so angry and you just start saying things that you don't even mean. And it's because there's so much emotion there, and you don't know how to correctly process those emotions. And so for me, in my journey, I've been able to learn how to process my emotions and really get to the core of who I am and get to the core of what my purpose in this life is. Because really, there is a reason for everything. There's a reason that everything happens in this lifetime. There's a reason that you're here. There's a reason that the people that you have in your life are here. Like, we're all here to teach each other things. We're all here to learn from each other. And how are we all gonna learn and do all this thing if you're still stuck in your in your cycle of repeated chaos, of that addiction, of that normal. Like you think that that's normal, and then you like step outside to this other version of yourself, and it's like, how did I put up with that for so long? How was that me? And that's when that's when the healing really starts. And so the reason that I wanted to share this with you guys was for the reason that if you really don't know if you should take this path, if you don't know if you need to heal your inner child, if you don't know if like what it is that's causing you anxiety or depression, like there's a reason for it all. Like we just weren't born with anxiety, we weren't just born with depression. I mean, it goes a little bit deeper of that into like generation stuff, but for the most part, like we weren't born just to be in this world, just to live depressed and be sad. Like yes, we're gonna, like I still get sad, there is times where I still get depressed, but I know how to work through it now. I don't stay stuck there like I used to. Like I know how to work through it enough to get me out of that spot so I don't live there, because I don't want to live there anymore. I live there, be there no more. And so if you're that person that's like, I don't want to be there anymore, I don't want to be that person, I don't want to be angry all the time, I don't want to be sad all the time, I don't want to be known as that, of the girl that's rude, I don't want to be known as this, like, then there's hope for you. And I'll tell you that because that person was me. And what best way of telling you that you can do this when I know that my steps have worked for me, and there's a few people that I have helped along their journey that the steps have worked for them. And it's not only steps that I learned by myself or that came to me, also things that I have learned from people along my journey. And you know, it's the opportunity is going to show up, it's not going to, it is showing up at your door. The opportunity is there for you to grab it and open that door and be like, okay, I'm ready to go in, like, okay, I'm praying, but you know what, I know that this is the path God wants me to take, because yes, I do know that I don't need to be depressed all the time. I know that I don't need to have anxiety all the time. You just have a inner knowing. You have an inner knowing, and if at any time you're like, you know what, this is too much, then take a break. Take a break from my videos, take a break from everything. Just take a break and take that moment for yourself. Because all I want to do is really, at the end of the day, I really want to, what my purpose and my goal and everything is for you to find your purpose and for you to find your reason of being here. Because we really are all here as a piece of God, as a piece of this universe, as a piece of this world, just here living to be able to help each other. And the more that we help each other, and the more that we grow, and the more that we let go of certain aspects of ourselves, the more that we continue to grow, and the more that we continue to evolve. And so if for any reason, any doubt, you are wondering what my path, what my journey has been, if you've been wondering where these steps are taking you, this is where it's going to take you. I'm starting the steps to where you are doing little things that are changing your habits. So you're going to allow that space to be able to bring up, for me, I'm going to say it was for me because not everybody experiences the same childhood, but I will say that for me there was a lot of deep, heavy things from my childhood that I didn't know I was holding on to. And so these steps that I gave you, 1 through 5, were really steps that got me to really calm my nervous system down and to allow those things to come through. And so if you are doing these steps, then I will tell you, like, just keep going. Keep going. A lot of things out there that you can research yourself about inner child healing. There is a lot of, I guess, how do I say it? There's a lot of facts out there of inner child healing. So like, if I'll give you one of them, like, if you don't heal your inner child, you are repeating the same things from your childhood, because that's what you're used to, that's what your nervous system is used to, that's what your addiction inside of you is used to. And so I will explain all that along this journey if you continue to keep going along with me, and I will continue to guide you in the best way that I can. I'm planning so much for this channel, and I'm planning so much for myself, and I'm just planning a lot in the future so that I can help you even more in healing your inner child, because for me that has been the most amazing thing that I have been able to gift myself and gift little Crystal, of healing her and letting her know that she's safe and letting her know that she's okay. And the more that I was able to do that, and the more that I'm able to still continue doing that, like, I'm not fully healed. I don't think anybody will ever be fully healed, but that's the beauty of it, because then you get to connect more with that little inner child in you. We get to continue to build relationships with different parts of ourselves. Like, you have an inner child, you have an inner teenager, you have you from a year ago. Like, there's so many versions of you inside of you that are still there, and the more that you uncover those, the more that you uncover who you are. Because then you start like, once you start letting go of those emotions, you really start discovering that there was space in there that you were holding for other things, for your likes, for what really is important in this world, and that is you. A few things that I wanted to share with you guys, and habits that make your anxiety worse. And the reason I wanted to share this is because it really starts with noticing your anxiety and really noticing where your triggers are at, and really what is it that really causes that anxiety. What in your daily life is it that's making you get mad, making you get sad? What is it that's making you be that anxious self? What is it that's keeping you in that cycle? And so I'm gonna share these 12 habits with you, and just take a look in the mirror and just ask yourself, like, do I do all these things? Is that really what is causing my anxiety to get even worse? Because a lot of these things, like, they just keep us in that, they cause anxiety, and because our nervous system isn't regulated, we continue to stay in that anxiety because it's so normal to us. But really, it's not normal to be that anxious all the time. So 12 habits. The first one is skipping meals, drinking caffeine. So sugar is a big one. Eating processed foods, not getting enough fluids, poor eating habits, consuming alcohol, not exercising, lack of sleep, watching the news, ignoring your anxiety, and comparing yourself to others. So those 12 habits are really going to show you where it is that maybe you can break one of your habits. I mean, that was the first step, is to really see what habits that you have, to be order to break those, to start allowing yourself to hold that space for yourself, to be able to hold that space for your inner child to really come out and really show you what it is that that you're holding on to from the past. Paying attention to those little things, those little habits. I know they're little, but they really do add up to big daily things. If you do all those things. Don't be ashamed, because I can tell you I had all of these 12 habits before I started. I would skip meals, I would drink coffee, I would reach for sugar right after I was done eating, I would eat a lot of processed food, I was not drinking enough water, I had poor eating habits, I was consuming alcohol, I was not exercising, I would not sleep, and I could not sleep. And then I was watching, constantly keeping up with the news, and I was constantly comparing myself to others. And I think that the last one, like ignoring my anxiety, like, yeah, I ignored it for the longest time. Don't be ashamed to say that you have any of these habits, because we all have them, we all do them, but it's just about really wanting that change for yourself, and really be better for yourself and for your family, for your kids, showing them that living in a constant anxiety, constant depression is not normal. Because me thinking ahead, like, I wouldn't want my child to grow up thinking that this is their normal, because mom couldn't do something for herself in this moment. So I will leave you guys there, and I hope that this video kind of explained a little bit about where I was before, and the more that I continue along with the steps, the more that I will continue to help you and really uncover of how to get connected with your inner child. So if you, for any doubt, had any question of where these steps were heading to, you now have a little bit more of a clarity to continue going and really want to know if this is for you. Let's do this quick thing. I'm going to just have you guys connect with your inner child for a moment. It's not difficult. If you've never done this and it kind of gives you a little anxiety just thinking about it, don't do it. Like, don't push yourself. This is for anybody that is okay with it and really wants to start jumping into their healing journey. So just go ahead and close your eyes, and then just feel where you're sitting, and then just take a deep breath. Okay, so I'd want you to just picture yourself sitting, and you're closing your eyes right now. Close your eyes and just picture a chair in front of you, and ask yourself, how old am I as I'm sitting there, as she is sitting, or as he is sitting in front of me, girl or boy, whoever you are. This is for everybody. We all have it, not just women, not just men, we all do. So just picture yourself there, and just take a deep breath and just see how little you are, and what are you wearing. Again, how old are you? How do they feel? Are they sad? Are they mad? Are they hiding? And just take a deep breath, and all I want you to do is just tell your inner child in this moment that you are here. Just say, I'm here for you now, and then say your name. So for me, for example, I'm going to say, Crystal, I am here for you now, and I'm going to take care of you. And then just take a deep breath, and then exhale out, and you just connected to your inner child. And the more that I continue to go along these steps, the more that you will see that it gets easier and it gets better. And if you feel any type of way, I'm going to recommend you to grab a journal, go out and buy a journal, and just write how it made you feel. Did what came up, did anything come up? Did you allow her to be seen? Did you feel weird telling her that she's safe now? Just anything that really came up now. And then also keep a lookout this week on my Instagram. I'm going to be sharing more about inner child healing, and really what it is and what it does, and the effects of not healing your inner child. And just start keeping up with me, because I really want to help you in really releasing and letting go of that past hurt, of that past sadness, of that past self that was just wanting to be heard or wanting to be seen or wanting to be safe. So I will end this with a prayer, guys, and I really hope that this gave you a clear answer if this is something that you should do. And if you have any single questions, and if that made you feel any type of way and it just really triggered something in you, please reach out to me and I will do my best to walk you through to feel better, because no one should go through this alone. No one should have to. Like, I want you guys to know that I am here and my DMs are open for any single person that wants to reach out. And if you want to call me and just, I don't know, just reach out to me if this made you feel any type of way and you don't know how to handle it. Because my thing is, I don't want to trigger anybody. I don't. I want you to be able to work through those triggers, and that's what I'm here for. So I will say before I start the prayer, like, just do a quick EFT tapping. I think I talked about this. So it's your forehead, your down below your cheeks, your temples, your chin, your chest. Go ahead and do that, and then I will end on a prayer. And I just want to say that I love you. Your eyes again, and just take a deep breath. Again, Crystal with my best friend, and I just want to say thank you, and I do want to say to continue and to please bless us along this journey that we are all about to take in healing our inner child. I want you to give us the courage. I want you to give us really the strength to push through this and to be able to get through this journey, and also to just heal every single person that needs to heal their inner child. And I also want to say thank you again, and I want to say I love you, and please send healing to every single person on this planet. And I just want to say thank you again, and I want to say that I love you, God, and I love you guys, and I hope that you guys have the best day of your life. And if there's anything that you do today, go out and do something that you know your little self would love to do. What does she love? What does she like? And go out and do it. And go out and buy a journal. That is the other thing. I love you guys, and I'll see you guys on the next.